Okay, online dating. I know what you're thinking. You're over it. You hate it. You're not going to meet your person online. And I need to tell you this episode will change your mind. Okay? If you've been listening to my podcast, you have been learning about a lot of the clients that I work with are finding love online. And so I want you to challenge yourself and think, oh my gosh, well, what if it's possible that, this whole time you're like, no, I'm not going to meet my person online. Well, like, what if you look at it this way? The universe wants you to meet your person, and online dating is just a tool where it gives you the opportunity to meet more people from different places that maybe you would never have had a chance to meet them. Okay. Now, like, knowing you in your life, you're probably busy and you're working and you got a lot of things going on, right? Yeah, I get you. I feel you on that. So 100,000,000%, you got to lean in to online dating, but it's the way that you've been on there that sucks. Okay. Online dating doesn't suck. You don't know, oh my gosh, well, wait a second. What is the best way to put myself out there online? What are the best apps to use? Okay. So are you with me? Are you like, okay, you know what? Let me challenge myself. Is that what you're thinking? I hope you are. I hope you're thinking, you know what? Let me give this a shot. You need to listen to this episode with an open mind, open heart, and be like, okay, possible. It's possible. Okay. So let's talk about, first and foremost, okay, different apps. Okay. I just feel like so many people are just picking the first random thing. And I do think that different apps have different things, the pros and the cons, right? And so, you got to like take that into consideration. I personally love Bumble because Bumble, and understand something, I met my husband before all of these apps were like out. So like I am, I never really was in this game, right? But I'm going to tell you something. Everything that I used to find my husband, that dating method, the crazy love, right? Dating method, that method works even when you're online dating. Okay. So that's exactly what I'm going to help you with, how to implement that method even when you're online dating. Okay. So step one is, let's find an actual app, right? A dating app that really is the right one for you. Okay. So Bumble is the one, and I'm going to talk to you as if you've never known any of these. Okay. And I'm going to go a little quickly on this, but so stay with me. But if you want, I will include, okay, a free, you can download it below, free guide, like a kind of like in a nutshell, dating apps in a nutshell, cheat sheet. Okay. So if you want to if you're like a visual person and you want to see what it's all about, you can download it there. Or I'm also going to include the online dating makeover checklist to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward when it comes to online dating. Okay. And those are free. Okay. So you just click below and you can get them there. So let's start with Bumble, aka the feminist Tinder. I love it because the women are the ones that have to send the first message. Okay. I'm all about female empowerment, and I'm like, hell yeah. So you're setting the tone of like your boss. Now, like if you're a little shy, a little more shy, I'm going to ask you to not be like be shy. I get it. Don't be someone else. But what I'm trying to say is I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Take advantage of this. I think this is like, why not try it? What else is really good about this? You're able to create a really strong, authentic profile. I really love it because there's so much space where you can put this whole about me section. So you can you can put things about you that really help you shine who you really are. Okay. And also it helps you when you're going through other people's profiles and seeing like what they're about, like, political affiliation, that kind of stuff. Those things are important too. You may not want to date people that are, I don't know, Trumpers. Is that what you call them? Trumpers? I have no idea. Listen, don't even get me started on that. I will not even go down that hole. But yeah, you may have like a serious, okay, I won't date this. And make sure you look at that for those people that put on the profile, right? Okay. Moving along. You have a lot of high quality users on Bumble, so that's amazing. Okay, I just feel like Bumble is the way to go. Like the only reason maybe you're not using Bumble is because you don't want to be the first one to send the message. Now, that being said, let me tell you something, okay? When you're the first to send the message, you're not going to say, hey, how's your day? You're not going to be like, hi, it's a rainy day. No, I want you to take the time to look at their profile, see who they really are, treat them the way you would want to be treated, right? Like if you want someone to message you, right? What's a better message to get? Like, hey, yeah, you're hot, or hey, I noticed that you play tennis. I'm a huge tennis fan. Blah blah blah. This, where do you play often? Something like they show that they took the time to look at your profile and say something of substance, and it's not just some surface level bullshit of like, oh yeah, you're hot. You know what I mean? So take the time to look at their bio. And that being said too, wait a second, I know I'm giving you a lot of information, but when you're swiping, don't just swipe on the hot guys or whatever your type is, because remember, we've talked about this, and if you missed that episode, F your type, right? Like your type hasn't worked out, so make sure that you're taking the time to look at their bios or the profiles and be like, oh my gosh, this is someone that is interesting. It has nothing to do with their physical look, okay? So Bumble, hell yes, do it. Tinder, okay, Tinder, this is the only, what's amazing about Tinder is that if you're looking to date people under 35, that's great. But if you're going above it, then that might be a bit of a problem, because 25% of the total audience is above the age of 35, okay? So that's basically the only problem area if you're going for the older ones, okay? But I do think that you get more benefit when you pay for those premier features. And I honestly think, like, some people are always like, oh, I don't want to pay for anything. I am a big believer on, you get what you pay for. And if you really are making love a priority and really open to the idea of, maybe I can find my person online, pay for the extra features, like the passport feature on Tinder, because like, let's say you're traveling the world, right? It's really good for you to be able to use Tinder and you're traveling and you can actually, have that feature and meet other people in different places, right? So I honestly think it's worth it, the investment, but take a look at that, right? So many people are on Tinder too. Like there's some apps that don't have that many people. So you do want something that, has a lot of users, right? So you can have more matches. Okay, platinum subscription allows your likes to become priority likes. Okay, so you have a subscription, that means your likes. So like go into Tinder, be like, okay, you know what? I want to be a platinum subscription. Okay, fine. There's a lot more men on the app than women. Okay, so it's kind of a good thing for you, right? And then, so let's go Facebook dating. That's what my twin found. She was just on and with her boyfriend. They're so cute and in love. And if you missed that episode, you have to hear them. They're just so cute. And, she did my coaching program. Literally 12 days after she finished the program, she met him. And I can't tell you enough how crazy awesome he is. And like, they're so in love. And they met on Facebook dating. So if you want to hear exactly how that went down, that's that episode. But Facebook dating, what I love about it is that it's so simple. Like you don't have to you're already on Facebook, right? So it's not complicated. You don't have to worry about creating this whole dating profile. Okay. But of course, if you do come across weirdos, it's easier for them to stalk your ass. Like that sucks. You know what I mean? Because it's your Facebook and they can know who you are. Wait a second. That being said, I have to tell you, sometimes people want to see your Instagram, as soon as you start chatting with them. This is what I have to say about that. If you start chatting with them immediately and you are keeping it real and authentic and you're not hiding anything from the jump, right? I say that you want to see their Instagram and their Facebook and see, are they normal? Like, are they exactly who they say they are? You get more of a grasp on who they are. And yes, and so if they're asking you and you're feeling the energy is great and you're sharing and they want to know your Instagram or your Facebook, I say yes, share that. So you guys can see like what are your real lives look like, right? If you feel like he's creepy, right, or you don't feel comfortable with him, then stop talking to him, stop chatting with him. But there's something else that could happen is that you could be very guarded and you're like, I don't trust anybody. I will not be open. I will not be vulnerable. And that is what sometimes I've seen happen. And this is where you have to do some of that inner work. There's a lot of healing that has to be done. You need to take a minute here, like, and it's like, okay, acknowledge that, okay, wait a second. Why am I so freaking guarded? Like, why am I not letting anybody in? Why can't I be open and vulnerable? Okay. And that is something that you have to own. You have to like be open to that idea. So if you're not able to show up on these online dating chats and be open and vulnerable, don't do it. Like, seriously, don't. If you're like, don't even date. There's no point. The only point would be, okay, like you might be just hooking up with them and thinking, oh, that's, to satisfy me and whatever. But honestly, if you're listening to this podcast, you're looking for love, right? And physical connection will not give you love. And so number one step that you have to show up is emotionally open and vulnerable so you can connect emotionally with them. And that applies online dating and real life. If you're not able to do that, okay, don't date. That's my biggest advice to you, okay? Because you're only going to get deeper into that feeling of, oh my gosh, there's nobody out there for me. Because you're going to be stuck in a pattern of being guarded, not being authentic, getting into relationships with guys that are not the right guys. And your story, that story is going to keep going over and over, that narrative. There's nobody out there. It's all douchebags. Oh my God, everybody just wants sex. And oh my gosh, there's nobody online dating. And you're just back and forth like this. Just, you know what I mean? No. So step one, be open and vulnerable. Facebook dating is great. But yeah, like if you're guarded and you're scared, don't even be dating. But yeah, you got to keep that in mind that Facebook, you're going to have these people that can easily find you, right? I don't know. I'm a fan of Facebook because my other client, JC, she found her person on Facebook dating. And I was in that conversation with her, seeing the chatting back and forth. And I don't know. I'm a fan of Facebook dating. I these two amazing success stories from it. And I just started this program recently. So like, you know what I mean? It's just like, that says a lot. So I say yes to Facebook dating. The other one, eHarmony. Okay. I feel like eHarmony is really good and legit. I know it's a little more expensive, but they have amazing, 2 million people have found love on there. So that success rate is pretty awesome. So I do think it's worth giving it a shot. Coffee Meets Bagel is another one. It's a relationship focused app. And it's popular among early 20s to mid 30s. Okay. Now this is what they do. Coffee Meets Bagel. Every day at 12 p.m., the algorithm picks a limited number of potential matches for you. Okay. So I think it's like really cute, but there's not enough men. That's like the downside of it. Okay. And like the whole idea of like filling out these profiles is not as good on Coffee Meets Bagel. Hinge and Bumble are a lot better with making this like robust profile to really like put your amazing self on there, and for you to like find people like just looking before you even chat with them, just like looking at their profile and being like, wow, I'm really getting a sense of who they are. They can even leave voice memos. Like this is for other apps, right? Not Coffee Meets Bagel. So like I'm a big fan of Hinge and Bumble because you have these bigger profiles. You can really put yourself out there. And if you do need help on how to put yourself out there, okay, click below, download the free online profile makeover checklist. It will guide you to tell you, okay, this is like the kind of photos you should be putting. This is how you should be chatting. This is how, you know what I mean? Your mindset is so important. Like, I just don't want you to like half-ass online dating and be like, oh, like I hate it. I guess I'll do it because, you know, Jackie is telling me. No, like, come on. If you're going to do it, like, do it right. Okay. So chances are if you do have an online dating profile, it's all wrong. So like, it's like all like bullshit. I need you to challenge yourself, right? Like, if you haven't found love online, what if online dating doesn't suck, right? What if you've just been doing it wrong? Okay, so you got to step into that. And let me tell you about Hinge, because it's one of my favorites. They say it's a dating app designed to be deleted because they really are about finding a serious relationship. Okay, so I just feel like, and I've heard a lot of great success stories on Hinge. So I think that you got to lean into Hinge. My top favorites: Bumble, Facebook, and Hinge. Those are my top 3. And then Match is awesome too because they do live events. I love that. Match does these events that gets people that all, you know, you don't have to actually be on Match to go there. You have to like be invited or something. But I do like the idea that Match is really about getting people that are serious about love, wanting to connect, and they do like these little stir events. And so if you are wanting to meet someone in person and you're not a big fan of, oh yeah, like I'm not going to meet my person online, well, that's kind of cool that Match does these events and you can go, and you know what I mean? So it's like, there's so many options. And I do think that you got to challenge yourself. Like, which one are you going to try? Like, at least try one. At least. Like, that's, come on. And then when you are swiping, remember, don't swipe on your type. Don't be like superficial bullshit. Don't be like, oh yeah, he's hot, he's not. Ugh. No, like, you're looking for, hey, who would I want to like spend my life with? Like, don't think, oh my God, it's not possible. That's not my story. My happily ever after looks like this. Like, get that limiting belief out of your head, because it is very possible to meet your person online. And if you go into online dating with that mindset that, hey, it is possible, and this person that just messaged me, that could be my person. Like, let me show up and be present. Don't like half-ass the conversations. Don't be like, oh yeah, I got things to do. Don't juggle 20 guys at the same time chatting with them. Chat with one guy, back and forth, back and forth. Give your focus and energy to that one person. And if it's bye-bye time, you should know within the hour. Okay, if you are really dating with intention and you know who you are, you know what you want, you're not going to talk to them days and days after days after days. Do you know what I'm saying? That goes nowhere. You know, your time is valuable. So make sure you have it clear in your head. You know, what is it you're looking for? And are you showing up 100% you? Okay. And then that's when you're like, wait a second. When you look at this online dating makeover checklist and you're going to have a freaking amazing profile, you're going to reach out to me. And I really hope you do leave a 5-star review and say, oh my gosh, this girl, she helped me attract no more douchebags. Like, if you have kids, say you have kids, right? If you want to get married, say you want to get married. Like, say you want to be honest about everything. You know, you don't have to hide anything. Hey, I'm a badass. I work. I could have it all. Say something like, yeah, I want to have kids and continue my business. Some guys really hate that shit and they won't like it. And perfect. Bye-bye. But some guys are going to love it. But just be whoever you are. Just put it out there on the profile. You know, the pictures don't have to be perfect. The pictures have to just be you, you know, and the more honest you are and your real passions and your quirks and you love Star Trek or Star Wars, like whatever you're about, like, yes, like lean into that. And, you know, I feel like nothing to be scared of. Be fearless. Are you hearing this? I really hope you're like, yes. Click below to download the free checklist. You'll not be sorry. It is so simple. It's 1 page. Don't be lazy. Come on. And when you do, and you start attracting amazing guys, you're going to tell me about it. I do think we need to do another episode of like when to go out with these guys, because that's important. I don't want you to like, oh my God, he's nice, let me go see him, right? Let me go and the guys try to kiss you before you've even like gotten to really know him. So like that's my advice before we like and wrap up this episode. Go slow when it comes to the physical. Go fast when it comes to the emotional connection. Bare your soul for him. And if he starts to be weird and doesn't like it, bye. That's it. I promise you, have faith, okay? I've got you. The universe has got your back, and you're going to be amazing. You're going to find your person, and I cannot wait to hear about it. Don't forget, okay, as you're putting yourself out there, don't settle for bullshit. Because remember, it has to be crazy love or nothing.